Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. Hi, I'm Joe Mishka. Welcome to another episode of Rural Heritage TV. We'd heard about the Haste Draft Horses and Mules company from some of their satisfied customers, so we wanted to visit. What better time than during a Teamster driving clinic they held in March of 2025. We spent some time visiting with Steve in his barn office, where he talked about his business, then looked over some of the vehicles and tack he has for sale, as well as horses, and visited some of the clinic participants. Way too much for a half-hour show, but here goes.
Well, I worked at the car dealership in Somerset, Kentucky.
Okay.
My grandpa ran a car lot in Somerset, a small one, and I wanted to do something with my life, to make money. So he said, well, you can't work for us. Go find a job. He said, because you ain't going to make no money here. So I went to the dealership and applied and got a job. Started selling cars right out of the gate, new Fords. And worked there from 06 to 2017.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. You must have been in transition at that point, going to working with horses and mules and maybe buying and selling at that point?
Well, what happened was an Amish guy moved into this country. We didn't have no Amish here. We just had Mennonites.
Okay.
Which I knew all of them.
Sure.
And an Amish guy moved in and said, will you sell a mule for me? I said, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, I want to do it bad. This was like way back, like 2009, something like that.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I want to do it. I want to sell it. I went and videoed it. And I had the best time.
Okay.
Which I had a horse at home at that time too. I was around horses. I wanted to video that mule. I put that mule online and sold it that night to a guy in Maryland for $1,500.
No kidding.
$1,500.
No kidding.
I thought today that's pretty cheap, but back then, that was good for a green mule.
He was happy with it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
The owner. Yeah.
And
the buyer.
And he gave me $500.
Really?
And I was like,
wow,
there's something here.
Yes, sir.
And he said, let's do it again. I got a mini horse and a wagon. Let's sell it. I said, let's sell it. Then we done it again, and we done it again. And I'm like, something's happening here. And and that's when I put my YouTube channel online. I put it on in 2009.
Okay.
I've had it since then. And I just used it for a platform to show videos.
Yeah.
And then I started putting out the Haste Mule Company because we transitioned to all mules. And a lot of people knew me by mules only. And I run the roads a lot when I was selling cars. Sold new Ford trucks. So I did a lot of orders and I could get away and they'd let me off work some. So it worked good. And I was running the roads, selling mules and selling new Ford trucks and staying pretty busy.
It's not, there's got to be a lot of similarities between selling trucks and cars and selling mules and horses to people, wondering what they need and trying to figure out something that fits for them.
I learned a long time ago. I went to class. I went to a lot of sales seminars. And a guy that taught me a lot was Joe Verdi. Super good guy out of California. I went to his seminar at Atlanta.
Okay.
And he said, you can learn all the sales tactics you want. You can try to get better. You never will until you understand one thing. And I said, well, what's the one thing?
Right.
The customer's what matters. All you have to do is find out what the customer wants and needs and do what you have to do for that customer. And that's all you got to do. And I said, well, think about that. He said, 90% of the people that come to you are not even looking for a horse or mule. I said, what do you mean? He said, they're looking for a friend and somebody to lead, guide, and help them and be there for them. And I took that to heart.
Yep.
And I use it every day still.
Yep.
Like we're doing a clinic right now. All these people out here.
Right.
They're our best friends now. I got so many customers. Shout out to all my customers out there across this country, man, that are not just customers. They're friends. And if we need something, all we got to do is make a phone call. In any state, they help us, and we help them. And it's just, we've built so many good relationships with this business.
You are wanting them to succeed. You are wanting them to be more than satisfied, to meet their expectations and beyond when they're buying something from you.
I can't sleep if they ain't.
Yeah.
And we tell them, me and Henry tell them, my partner Henry, they can watch our videos and stuff, like, if you have a problem, if something ain't right, if you're not happy with the team you bought from us, you bring it right back here, and I got a checkbook right here. I'll write them a check and take it back. That's how we do business.
Okay.
So, and we ain't took back a team all last year.
Wow.
Because we find their needs and we match the team they need.
Right.
And we actually take time to figure that out.
Yeah.
The best thing that works is this clinic. These clinics have been a blessing to us and a lot of people.
How long you been doing the clinics?
I started my first one in 2022.
Okay.
In the middle of the prairie in Hettinger, North Dakota.
Okay. During I guess the pandemic
it was over
by then.
Yeah. That was the first one we done. Since then, we've done them in Dallas, Texas, Billings, Montana, all over.
Are they usually limited to 10 to 20 participants?
I did one clinic that was open to spectators in Billings, Montana.
All right.
No offense, I loved it, but I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard. It's so hard. Because it's just me and Henry and our wives and kids.
Right.
We don't hire no help.
Right.
So it's just so much easier this way.
You can limit the number that you have coming in, and when they pony up some money for it, they got an investment in it.
That's right.
They're going to be more serious about it, perhaps.
We've seen so many lives change at these clinics. And still till today, you can get on Facebook. The people that come to these clinics are still friends. They make friends for life. I always say, when you get more than one part, 2 or 3, 4, 5, 10 people together with common interest, good things are going to happen, and it proves itself over and over every clinic we do. Everyone.
Where are y'all from?
Utah.
Utah, okay.
Yeah.
Where in Utah?
Cleveland.
Okay.
So
southeastern Utah.
On the in the high desert.
All right.
So.
And why are you here?
Learn how to park those things right.
There must be other things you're interested in too.
We have horses at home, but he recently got some Percheron horses.
Okay.
And we want to get a wagon, and we want to start riding them.
Okay.
Pulling them on wagons. So.
All right. So the horses you have at home are saddle horses?
We've been riding the Percherons under saddle, yeah.
Oh, have you? Okay.
We haven't harnessed them yet, and when we get home, we're gonna hook them up for the first time. So.
Okay.
He's got a 19.2 hands high giant Percheron horse, and normally those pull wagons, but he's been riding under saddle.
You've got a 19.5 hand Percheron.
Yep.
Measured with a stick?
With a stick.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And his teammate is how big?
He's gonna finish out about 18.2.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've also probably been learning how to throw a harness pretty high.
We have.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to learn differently because the men can throw it over, holding it right here on their elbow just fine. I had to learn how to put the harness on my shoulder and do it that way, So we're built a little different than these guys are, but it's been good. It's been good learning experience.
Sure. But even as tall as you are, 19.5 hand horse is a pretty long way to throw it.
Correct.
So you want to put them together as a team and just do pleasure driving with them, hooked to a wagon?
Yeah.
Wagon, maybe a few implements.
Okay.
So that's kind of the plan. So we're actually thinking about buying this wagon here, and this great team right here that we're hitching up.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So
So you'll have 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get a little more experience with the grays. And
is the team you
train the
have
other team.
broke to drive?
No.
Okay.
So we've ground driven them, but we haven't hitched them yet. And I think we might pick up this train team to help train.
Yeah.
The other team.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
How's the clinic been going for you?
Good.
It's been fun. It's been a good learning experience.
So yesterday was the first time either one of us have ever drove a team.
They're dominating, aren't they?
And we drove them yesterday, and they did good. They did way good.
And what were they put to yesterday? The wagon?
The green wagon.
Okay, all right. That is a nice wagon.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Yeah, we're taking that wagon home, and we're really trying to feel these girls out to see if we'll take them home too.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Where are you from?
I'm from the East End of Long Island, New York.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I drove down here. This is my second time down here. I was down in October. They had the invite, and it was free, and just took out a bunch of horses, and we were up in the field over there doing a little disking, and went out in the wagons. We had 3 or 4 wagons out at a time, going across the creeks, up in fields. And we had a nice time, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to do the clinic, so I came back for the clinic. I have mules at home, but they're not draft, and the riding, and I think I'd rather get more into the draft than the riding. Getting a little bit older, so that's going to be more my thing.
Sure, right. So you're looking to drive mules then? Getting
Yes.
a big team of draft mules?
I'd like not too big. I'm thinking like 16.5 would be probably. I mean 16.2 would probably be right about perfect.
Yep.
You know, I don't want them massive, but
Right.
I like mules. I'm more a mule guy than a horse guy.
And what do you hope to do with them?
So I'd like to do just about everything with them. I'd like to do some field work with them. I'd like to drive them. I'd really like to, if I'm near anything that's kind of touristy, you know, like Halen or Blue Ridge in the mountains over in Georgia, or somewhere where there's more touristy, I'd really like to open a carriage company and do carriage rides and stuff like that for people.
I'm out of Western New York, a small town called Sherman. It's between Buffalo and Erie, PA.
Okay. And why are you here?
So I'm here to advance my driving skills. My husband and I have been driving for quite a few years, but we're always wanting to learn more and also network, meeting new people, finding people that have that same passion and desire to do this work and keep it going. It's a wonderful experience to just sort of disconnect from all of the noise and connect with something that's real special.
Yeah, did you know Steve before you came here?
I did not know Steve. Through all of their marketing that they've been doing is where I stumbled upon them about a year and a half ago or a year ago. We're also looking for a second team, and so we've been keeping our eyes open at what Steve and Henry offer. And then I thought, well, they have this clinic. Let's take advantage of the opportunity and go down and meet them.
Sure. Tell me about the horses you have at home.
We have North American spotted draft horses, and we drive as a service, wagon service. So we do community events a lot of times where the chamber may pay for us to bring some holiday cheer to their community, so free events. We really enjoy that. And then we do some single driving with Frisian sport horses.
What you're pulling then for the service is a people mover?
It's a people mover, correct. Yep, and we have a bobsled as well that we get enough. This year we got enough winter. Unfortunately, we didn't get it out, you know. Okay. But we have a bobsled that we can hook them to as well, and we'd like to offer that on our we call it a ranch, on our ranch. So.
Talk to me about this event, this clinic.
Yeah.
How's it been going for you?
Oh my gosh, it's exceeded expectations, that's for sure. Meeting the people is just wonderful. Henry's so knowledgeable. And if you're wanting to, so I asked for a 4 abreast on jockey sticks, and he made that happen for us. And I don't know that that was in his plan or not, but he helped us learn about that so I can take that knowledge back home and work my teams like that.
We're going to have breakfast, and then I don't know what they're going to do. Whatever they want to do.
Okay.
Everybody wants 4 up, 4 abreast. They want to see that and learn how to do it. Everybody likes it. It's exciting.
Yeah, right.
Hooking 4 horses is exciting.
Right.
To people that's never seen it.
Right.
It's one thing I'm guilty of. We're guilty of it. We get so set in what we do every day. Like we come to this barn and see horses every day.
Right.
Our life is this.
Right.
We don't have a life.
Well, you got this. Right.
That's all we do.
Right, exactly.
All full time. My phone never stops ringing. I talk on the phone. I'm averaging about 50 calls a day of horse customers, mule customers. That's all we do.
So you were saying you're guilty of what? You're guilty
I'm
of...
guilty of getting too set into what we're doing and not seeing the excitement. You get set into what you do,
Right.
and you got somebody new come in here. This is new to them. They're so excited.
So they drive 4 up. They might not do it again after they leave here.
They may not.
Yeah. But it's fun for them to do it, and they've learned things from doing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's useful
A lot.
stuff, and they can say that they've done it. How many clinics a year do you put on? A couple?
Man, I'd love to do more.
Yeah.
But this year, this is probably going to be our only one.
Okay.
Because we're too busy selling horses.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll do private
Well, I was
clinics.
going to say, you probably do mini clinics with people who are buying a horse
Yeah,
or
like,
a mule, or
I've
they
got
just
a-
want to learn.
Wonderful guy coming in from Cheyenne, Wyoming, end of the month. He's bought a team from us, and we're going to do a 2-day clinic just with him here.
Yeah,
But like if somebody buys a team from me, I'm going to give them a clinic for a day
right.
and help them with the team they bought. That's standard. We do that. We'll help
Right.
somebody.
Right.
And the way these clinics work best, all these people will buy teams. We done sold one team. The people from Utah bought them yesterday. And what happens is these people don't drive every day. They're people like the folks from Utah, they love it so much and they want to learn. That little 115-pound woman out there, she figured out how to get that harness on them horses. At first, she was pretty discouraged, like, I can't lift it up.
Right.
Well, here's how it works. The other lady down here from New York showed her a trick. You ought to see that woman sling a harness. It's just the little things.
Right.
And they bought their team yesterday. They bought my gray 4-year-old mares. 4-year-olds.
Yeah, yeah.
New drivers and 4-year-olds.
Right. You spend a day with them, you can get them started. They've got a better chance of success.
Exactly.
You've been able to give them tips about that individual team.
It's
things
right
to look
here.
at.
It's in the brain. Confidence.
Right.
They just got to believe in themselves.
Right.
And when they do, them horses feel it. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
They got here, they're like, oh, I can't do this. I don't know.
And they telegraph that to the horse.
When they leave out of here, though, by George, they're slinging harness.
Right.
Like they're going to drive their team today on the ride in their new wagon they bought by themselves. And they're stoked. It's great. We can give the people a lot better clinic right here.
Right.
Because we got
You're in
everything here.
control. Yeah. Right.
We got all the equipment.
Everything
If
you
they want to hook a Knapp's Para 4 and go out here and spread manure and learn that, we can do it.
Right.
Whatever they want to do.
Right.
And that's how we run our clinics. They call like, do you have an itinerary? I've never made one. We're yours. We're here for you. You tell us what you want to learn. It's your clinic, not ours. And that's how we run them. And we just go at it, and it's great.
Yesterday was harnessing.
We had to do that because the folks we have here, that's what they needed. We have really new beginners this clinic.
Right.
So we worked on harnessing all day, all forenoon. After lunch, we taught them how to walk over the tongue, how to hook their links to the evener, how to judge, how many links to drop, all that. And then they walked over the tongue for 2 hours out here with teams, just getting confident.
Right.
And line driving and how to do it.
Right.
They all done wonderful. It was great. And then we hooked to a wagon, and Henry rode with them. And each person did a lap around the barn. So we had them walk over the tongue, hook, get on the wagon, do a lap around the barn or two, come back and back into the shop and park. And each person done it.
I have Dry Creek Wrangler School. So we've got a YouTube channel, and then we've got an actual physical school that we're not running this year because we're in the middle of relocating.
Okay.
And but it's a horsemanship school. People come to our place for 5 days at a time, and we teach basic horsemanship. We were in Wyoming, and it got too expensive, and there's too long of winters where we can't work, and it was just a lot of logistics and everything. I'm originally from this area.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And your students that come, are they mostly beginners, or are they people that want to fine tune?
Mostly beginners, some fine tuning, but we teach the basics, the very basics, and a lot of people who come in who just want to fine tune, they find out that there's a lot of holes in their basics.
Right.
in their a lot of holes in their foundation.
Right.
And that's what we try to work on, is the foundation.
There's always more to learn.
There's always, you never stop learning.
Right.
Right.
Easy walk, walk. Good. Keep. Yeah. Easy walk. I was trying to think. To your right, slow him down a little bit. Slow him down. Go to your right, just a hair. He's walking in the plow. There you go. There you go. Right in there. Right there. You're doing good.
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.